What is going on out here, my people? Y'all already know what it is, man. I'm Jay Smith. This is Box Center, your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. This is breaking news. This is going down like right now, real time. It's been announced. Jake Paul versus Tank Davis is taking place on November 15th. It's an exhibition fight. It's an exhibition. So for the people wondering about what weight class Tank Davis and Jake Paul could ever fight in, it doesn't matter because it's going to be an exhibition. So that means that they can weight whatever they want, or they're probably going to agree to something, but they don't have to weigh the same. There is no weight class. There you have it, my peoples. Tank Davis opted to not fight Lamar Roach, but instead fight an exhibition with Jake Paul. Jay Will, salute my brother. Bam, get out. Breaking news. Damn, bro. We had to do this emergency live just to make sure everybody's aware. Tank Davis officially ducked Lamar Roach. Now, that's going to leave the door open for Shakur Stevenson to swoop in and fight the guy that Tank Davis was not able to beat. Come on now. It's gonna get boxing is gonna get real interesting because what's next for Lamont Roach? Just yesterday, we was talking about this situation. Jay Will, a disgrace to boxing. Listen, my brother, I don't agree with the decision, but you know there's always gonna be the argument of well, he's going after the bag, he's gonna make the money, and so on and so forth. You know what? At 30 years old, I don't think that was the right move for Tank Davis. Um, because Jake Paul was going to be there. That fight could have happened down the line. Jake Paul's going to keep growing in popularity. He ain't going nowhere. He's going to keep cherry picking anyways. Plus, it's an exhibition fight. I think that would have been on the table anyways. So the right move would have been to fight Lamar Roach and redeem himself because we all know what happened in that first fight. Instead, Tank Davis opted to fight Jake Paul on November 15th. I want to hear it, man. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this decision. You know why? Because Jay Will, you see how it is? They call everybody a dog. They say that, they said Teofimo ducked Devin Haney, right? They say Boots ducked Teofimo when Boots decided to decline that offer. So they call everybody a duck for all types of reasons. Well, right now, Tank Davis decided to fight Jake Paul over the guy who he was gifted a draw against in his very last fight. Can we explain it away and say this is not a duck move? I don't know, my peoples. I'm waiting for somebody to enlighten me. This is insane. When is the last time we saw an elite level reigning champion boxer do an exhibition fight at 30 years old? I want you to take that into consideration because if you look at Floyd, when he fought Conor McGregor, he was already in his late 30s. Come on now. He was in his late 30s already. Family, try to stick to the subject. We talking boxing. You know, Tank Davis, Jake Paul, they're going to fight, and you're over here asking me where I'm at. Come on now. Stick to the topic, my boy. Take that little quick break and come back talking about boxing, man. Because this right here is a big deal. Tony Mafia. Tank is the Duck King. Listen, man, there's been throughout the times a lot of fights that should have happened and did not because somebody pulled a serious duck move. And right now, because of the way that Tank Davis and Lamar Roach played out, that was a very much anticipated rematch. In fact, you guys who've been tuning in know I say, yo, Lamar Roach is gonna beat Tank Davis in the rematch. I had Lamar Roach winning the rematch. All of a sudden, there is no rematch. So for the people that were so confident, like, nah, Tank Davis gonna knock him out in the rematch. Tank Davis gonna make it look easy. He's gonna wash him. He just wasn't having, a good day. Even Tank Davis don't believe you, bro. If Tank Davis would have felt like he's just gonna knock Lamar Roach out, wash him in the rematch, we would have been having a rematch. We would have been having that. And I told you guys, I said it, bro. That rematch was supposed to happen this month, and I've been saying it. You can pull up the receipts, the videos are up. I've been saying, my peoples, there's no press conferences between Tank Davis and Lamar Roach. There's no face off. There's no promoting of that rematch. And look now. Now Tank Davis and not Tank Davis, it's been announced already that he's fighting Jake Paul. Yang, what do you think about what I think about that, bro, is that we talking boxing. So take a little break, and when you come back, we'll talk boxing and try to stay on subject. But again, my peoples, Jake Paul, come on now. Jake Paul's gonna be fighting Tank Davis, and it's an exhibition fight. Obviously, this is a business decision. Jake Paul's gonna get the bag. Obviously, Tank Davis is gonna get the bag. It's gonna be on Netflix. We're talking millions. Million. Tank Davis is gonna get a career payday. I'm pretty sure. But man, an exhibition. Wow. Wow. From facing Lamar Roach to an exhibition to, I don't know, I guess Tank Davis will be fighting at 140 next. I guess, look, I told people I could not imagine Manny Pacquiao fighting Tank Davis. Just because at his age, at 46 years old, I couldn't envision him, put himself up versus a young opponent like Tank, who can literally put a nasty hurting on him. So I'm glad that Manny Pacquiao is not fighting no Tank Davis. But again, my peoples, I want to see what is this decision going to mean for Lamar Roach. What is it going to mean? Think about that. CYN, salute. What is this decision going to mean for Lamar Roach? I tell you what, I'd like to see Lamar Roach and Shakur Stevenson. That's who I want to see, my people. Hold on one second. The cornballs that you see up in here. So again, my peoples, this decision by Tank Davis, is gonna be seen from two different sets of eyes or from two different point of views. I believe there's gonna be folks who say, "Yo, listen, that's the right decision. He's gonna make a lot of money. It's an exhibition. This is a business decision. It's a business move," and they're kind of gonna cling on to that. And then there's gonna be, the people who really have been asking Tank Davis, "Hey, look, fight this guy, fight Shakur, fight Teofimo, fight Devin," and it's like, wow, from bringing a guy from the 130 division to fight him, who turned out to give him a much tougher test than everybody expected. Some will say that was a cherry pick gone wrong. Lamar Roach showed out on that night, got robbed of a victory, and now all of a sudden Tank Davis is fighting Jake Paul. That's crazy. Listen, even Jake Paul said in an interview that he was gonna fight Tank Davis. Oh, hold on 1 second, Ryan. Jake Paul said that he was gonna fight Tank Davis, but he wasn't gonna be able to because Tank Davis got to take care of the rematch. And look now, now they're gonna be fighting with no rematch. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Cause y'all gotta explain to me how this is not a duck from Tank Davis. I'm gonna come right back. Y'all need to explain this to me. Y'all need to do it. So my peoples. Jay Will. Bad look, Jay Smith. I don't even know what to say. I mean, what can you say, bro? How can we explain this away other than a duck? Is there another way? Remember, there was a rematch set to the point that they already had a date out and everything. They had already announced a date, venue, all that. And before we knew it, the rematch disappeared in front of our very eyes. I don't know what happened. I just don't know what happened, my people. So y'all can tell me, why do you think Tank Davis decided not to do the rematch with Lamar Roach? If he thinks he could have knocked him out, like the fans say, why not the rematch? K-Man 44. Tank is just looking for big bags on his way out. Mr. KO, according to Mike Coppinger. I mean, looking for bags on his way out, but you're emphasizing on what he's looking for, but we can't skip what he's doing. He's looking for a bag, but he's also ducking Lamar Roach. Don't let that escape what's actually going on. RH, hey mate, thanks for the loaner. Oh my God, we got the comedians in the building. But again, the way that this whole situation played out, I didn't want to give up on the rematch on the because they just never said it was canceled. This is how funny business can be sometimes. Y'all think about that. Have you at any point heard that this rematch was canceled? No. Lamar Roach, I think, posted or tweeted or something like that. Or maybe somebody asked him and he said the rematch wasn't happening. But it really wasn't canceled. And now we see an announcement that Tank is doing an exhibition fight with Jake Paul. Come on, man. Okay, man, big bags with little risk. You're right, Jay Smith. The duck move is real. The duck move is real. Troy Mafia. Tank was going to get his ass whooped. Bro, I was telling people that Lamar Roach was going to win that rematch. I was telling people. All you have to do is watch the fight and see how, in this situation, Lamar Roach did not survive. Lamar Roach did not fight Tank Davis to make it the distance. He was in there trying to whoop his ass. And for the most part, that's exactly what he did. He was whooping his ass. And this rematch was scheduled, and I've been telling you guys, how is this rematch gonna happen? We don't see no face-off. We don't see no press conferences. We don't see no promotion of the rematch. And look now, I was just talking about that the other day. Now, honestly, I had not given up on the rematch because I was like, you know what? They haven't canceled it. It can still happen. Fuck it. It can happen. You never know. But I told you guys, there's nothing to suggest that it is gonna happen. And all of a sudden now we get this. Oh, Tank Davis versus Jake Paul at the end of the year. Glenn Johnson, nasty work, Jay. Done with Tank. Yo, that's nasty. Wicked, wicked stuff. Especially Lamar Roach is the guy who earned that rematch, who performed at the highest level on the biggest stage. And he was about to get the rematch, the career payday, all of that. And it just disappeared just like that. Tank decided, I'm going to fight this guy in an exhibition. Jay Petty, salute. Alex Wong, do you believe somewhere? I don't know what the hell you talking about, bro, but you talking about some other stuff. Take a little break. Glenn Johnson, what Camacho gonna say now? Oh man, I gotta holler at him. You know what? I'm gonna tell you, Glenn Johnson, what Camacho gonna say now. That this is the right move because Tank is gonna get a lot of money and Tank is doing the right thing. Look, I'm gonna even show him your comment, bro. This video, I'm gonna show it to him. Yo, Camacho, my G, you see what Glenn is saying? He talking to you, bro. He talking about you. Look, Camacho, what Camacho gonna say now? Like I said, Glenn, Camacho Jr. gonna be like, yeah, he getting the bag. That's the best thing that he could ever do because now he's gonna get a big payday with that exhibition fight that don't mean anything, and it's not even going in nobody's record. Because Camacho Jr. is gonna support Tank Davis no matter what, no matter what move he makes. Holla at me, Camacho Jr. You know what it is. You know where to find me. JJ said that has Jay Smith. You live right now. You know what it is, man. We have to go live. This is an emergency live because Tank Davis decided that he's gonna duck Lamar Roach and he's gonna fight Jake Paul on November 15th. We had to do an emergency live, my people. I couldn't wait. Boxing for breakfast is a bunch of hours away. That's tomorrow morning. Which, by the way, if you haven't been tuning in to Boxing for Breakfast, you don't know what you're missing out. You just don't know. You don't understand what's going on out here. But this is an emergency. It could wait. Could not wait till tomorrow. I had to do an emergency live to see what the people got to say. John Parham, salute my brother. Bam. Come on now. Come on, my peoples. John Parham says crazy work. That's y'all man's in them. That's y'all man's in them. Y'all tell me what's going on. How Tank Davis decided to duck a rematch that already had a fight date scheduled to fight an exhibition with Jake Paul. Troy Mafia. Tank didn't want to fight Roche the 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 first damn time. The whole damn time he didn't want to fight Lamar Roche. That's a fact. He didn't want to fight him. Look, I feel like right after the fight, he really did want to fight him. Because in the post-fight interview, he said, I want a rematch. So that raw emotion of not being able to beat him, Tank wanted that rematch. But after the fight, when they went back and looked at the footage, when they saw that Lamar Roach wasn't just surviving out there, was walking him down and putting all type of hands on him, they was like, nah, yo, this not a good rematch, son. This ain't a good rematch. He pushed for it. They was gonna do the rematch. But ultimately they was like, yo, fam, you about to get lumped up. You do that rematch, you're gonna get lumped up. He already put a blemish on your record. You're undefeated, but now you got to draw. Lamar Roach put a blemish on Tank Davis's record. It's not perfect anymore. I remind you, Josecito Lopez retired undefeated with one draw. No, is it Josecito Lopez? I think so. My mind right now. But Tank Davis got a blemish on his record given to him by Lamar Roach. And he chose not to give him the rematch, not to fight that rematch. John Parham, he getting a bag, but Jake could have waited. I said that earlier. It's an exhibition fight. Jake Paul's not going anywhere. Tank Davis is only 30 years old. When is the last time that we saw a 30-year-old reigning champion go fight an exhibition fight? When's the last time we saw that? I can't remember a single time. Honestly, since I've been watching boxing, I personally can't remember a single time. Usually, it's fighters when they already washed up, they on their way out the sport, they do exhibitions. At 30 years old, Tank Davis is gonna skip out of the rematch and do an exhibition with Jake Paul. That's crazy. And do an exhibition with a guy that's not even in his weight class. Crazy. That's crazy. Maverick, you failed to realize that movement is the key to victory. Okay, Maverick, I don't know what that got to do with anything, but you got it, family. Agent 17, I believe that Jake versus Tank is happening. Oh, no, it's happening. It's happening, Agent 17. Yo, the Ring Magazine is reporting it. Trust me, there's inside sources behind that. They already got somebody to say, yo, contract is signed, all that shit. It's happening. Come on now. And look, it's going to be on Netflix. They're going to make a shitload of money. Based off of that alone, we know that it's going to be a success. Okay, Maverick, you're going to need a 24-hour break. I would have gave you a 10-minute break, but you need a 24-hour break. So your little one-word responses and your incoherent stuff is not going to work in this channel. But you can enjoy watching it, though. John Parham, all fans should boycott the fight and not watch it. That's not going to happen, though. The thing is that there's fans who would be willing to, but remember, Jake Paul is such a big star and he has such a huge fan base outside of boxing that even if boxing fans say we're not gonna watch, they'll still get millions and millions of views. Even if we don't watch, they still it's gonna be on Netflix and it's gonna be probably free. That you don't have to buy it. So the money's gonna be insane. And the viewership as well. Agent 17, to people like Tang, they'll take good paying fights over fighting someone for lower money and risking the loss. Well, it's not just fighting lower money and risking the loss. It's about trying to gain something, trying to gain titles, trying to beat the best, trying to risk it when you could take a loss, but you can also accomplish big things. JJ said it has get the fuck out of here. The veggie salad man working hard. John Parham, Jake Paul fans, not boxing fans. But that's the thing. His fans became boxing fans by default because now some of those did become boxing fans. They start following boxers after Jake Paul brought him to boxing. Agent 17. Jake not a bad boxer, but his opponents are obviously horrible. I mean, he's not a bad boxer, but he'll never be an elite level boxer. He could be a good boxer. He could work himself up enough to be a gatekeeper. Nah. He can't be no gatekeeper. He could be a decent fighter, but not even a gatekeeper. Agent 17. John, joking with me because YouTube took away my live chat for thinking I was underage. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. They did you in. So my peoples who back Tank Davis's every decision, I want to hear it, man. I want to hear you guys explain to me how Tank Davis choosing to fight Jake Paul is the right decision over Lamont Roach. Y'all tell me, my peoples. I need to know how are you? Because look, Tank Davis, I would say he has some of the most loyal fans in boxing. Tank Davis fans are loyal. They not asking him to fight none of the best. They not telling him, yo, you need to fight this guy, that guy. They like, yo, he could fight whoever he want. Just produce the knockouts and I enjoy it. That's it. John Parham, Jay Smith playing with Lego got him cooked. JJ's in their house. Then change your name to Agent 21. Chris Watts, are you taking belts on the bets on the Crawford fight? No, brother. Bets makes more sense to do it online, especially if you're betting for Crawford, because he's gonna be the underdog. So, for example, why would I do a head-to-head bet with somebody online when I could put my bet on a site and make more money because I'm betting on the underdog? So it doesn't even make sense. But I don't do bets like this anymore online where people are like, yeah, let's bet. Because when Crawford was gonna fight Errol Spence, I bet 5 people, 2 paid. 2 out of the 5 paid. A couple of those even blocked me and everything on social media just to avoid paying. So I don't do that no more. If I want to place a bet, I do it online. Age 17. Who y'all got winning though? Jake or Tank? There is no winning, bro. It's an exhibition fight. They're just gonna have a good time. Chris, what? Price picks or what? Nah. It depends. It depends because when I bet, I want to look at: do I want to consider a knockout? Do I think it goes to distance? Do I? John Parham, Jake will win. Nah. That's not gonna happen. Tank Davis is gonna get the best of him, but it's an exhibition fight. It's gonna be kind of like Floyd and his brother. Age 17. I'm age 17 because I'm Usyk. My PFP is Usyk from the press conference against Fury. Ben Sanders. Tell me it isn't so. It is so, Ben Sanders. It's been announced by the Ring magazine. That's a done deal. And it's already all over the place. It's pretty much a done deal. When you see that, the high profile media outlets are reporting it, pretty much a done deal. John Parham exhibition is ass. That's what makes it crazy. You had a real fight scheduled with Lamar Roach, and you decided to skip out on that one to fight an exhibition with Jake Paul. I mean, we already know it's about the money, but god damn, bro, earned that rematch. At least you could have gave him that. You know why I think Tank Davis chose to go this route? Because if he would have lost to Lamar Roach, there would have been no Jake Paul fight. There would have been no Jake Paul fight. So I think that's why he chose to fight Jake Paul next. Like, yo, you know what? I'm not about to risk this huge Netflix bag, fighting Lamar Roach, who whooped my ass, and I got gifted a draw. Agent 17, Tank spar people heavier than Jake. Toy Mafia, Tank can't hide it anymore. That's it. How do you hide that it's a duck? It's impossible. We all know that it's a duck move. Listen, this is probably one of the most blatant duck moves in recent history. What makes it such a blatant duck move? Bro, they just fought and they went to a draw and they agreed to a rematch. And we already had a date for the rematch and everything. And before you know it, the next step is Tank Davis announcing an exhibition fight with Jake Paul in November, which, by the way, what that allows him to do is, boop, you don't got to fight Lamar Roach. Duck move. But there's going to be, I want you guys to consider this, there's going to be two options or two points of views on this. There's going to be the folks that'll say it's a great decision because he's going to make a lot of money. And he's not going to be risking that. Oh, it's an exhibition. That's been a heavy narrative with Tank Davis, where people feel like he's protecting that. Oh, what better way? If it's true, what better way to protect it than to fight in an exhibition? But god damn, I just ain't with it, my people. I just really ain't with it. Hold on, look. Because somebody mentioned Camacho Jr. Somebody mentioned Camacho Jr. Let me see, my peoples. Let me see my peoples. 1 second. Give me a second. Let me see if I can get Camacho Jr. on. My peoples. My peoples. Troy Mafia will never fight Tank again. Look, so I sent an invite to my brother Camacho Jr. Let me see. I don't know if he's available, but I want to hear what he got to say. Look, I sent him the invite. I don't know if he's gonna duck this smoke, bro. Bro, talk to me about your man's in him. Your man's in him decided that he don't want to do a rematch with Lamar Roach. That he's gonna fight Jake Paul. So I need to hear your take. We watch Lamar Roach. Jay Smith, I think, is frozen. It's better now. Oh, so I stepped away for a minute. That's why. Can you guys see me now? Good. Is everything good? Confirm it for me, my peoples. Let me know, my peoples, if it's all good. I stepped out for a moment to holler at Camacho Jr., my brother, because Tank Davis, that's his man's in him. He support Tank Davis 100%. So I'm interested in seeing what's his point of view on this one. What do he got to say? If you've been making the argument, oh, Tank Davis, he's fighting good opponents and he's good. Come on, my people. Gunman. Hello, brother. Kevin Abreu, old man. So just tell me, let me know, man. Let me know what you guys think about Tank Davis choosing to fight Jake Paul. Is that the right thing to do? Was that the best decision? Like I said, there's gonna be two different point of views. There's gonna be the folks who say, "Hey, he's gonna make a lot of money. He's gonna make a bag. It's about business. You're not gonna buy groceries with legacy and all that good stuff." And then it's gonna be that people is gonna say, "Damn, he's 30 years old." Well, I'm people. I'm those people. He's 30 years old. He could fight Jake Paul in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years. Jake Paul isn't going anywhere. Jake Paul is gonna keep cherry picking and winning it and being super famous. So right now, if Lamar Roach put the beats on you and there was a rematch in place, we had a date and everything. Why would you not fight him? What's going on, my people? Why not? Come on now. John Pound, be cool if it was in 2026 after Roach and Shakur. I mean, Shakur's gonna beat Roach. And that's gonna put more pressure on Tank Davis, by the way, because we know he ducking Shakur. But when Shakur beats the guy that Tank Davis could not beat, he gonna feel that pressure. And y'all gonna understand why he won't fight Shakur. Y'all gonna understand it, my people. Yo, look, I'm even trying to call Hector Camacho Jr., my peoples. Look, I'm even trying to call him because I really want to know what he got to say. But he could be ducking. Maybe he already found out because it's all over social media. This news is viral with You know, the whole Tank Davis fighting Jake Paul. It's viral already. What does Hector Camacho Jr. got to say, my people? I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it, my people. Papá, esto es malo, no voy a quieto y yo lo vi que el pajarito a ti y esto es malo. Oh wow, okay, so go see it. Go ahead, come on. My peoples. Okay, let's take it off. I need to know, man. Somebody help me understand this whole move of Tank Davis deciding not to do a rematch with Lamar Roach, but instead fight an exhibition with Jake Paul. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I get it. Lamar Roach was a cherry pick gone wrong, but goddamn, at least give the man the rematch. He earned it. Why we gotta? Why we got? Look what I got for you. Why we gotta run away from him? Why? Why? Wow, now Tank Davis is running from a 130 pounder. Wow. I'm gonna tell you what, my peoples. I've heard Daffy Duck. I've heard of a cherry pick gone wrong, but I never heard of a champion running from a cherry pick. This might be the first time. This might be the first time, my peoples, that a champion is running from the cherry pick gone wrong. Whoa. Whoa. But let's see how this whole thing plays out. But that is, you know what? And I wonder, I'm gonna ask that question. I'm gonna ask that question straight up, my peoples. Is this the first time that a world champion ducks a cherry pick gone wrong? I don't even know what to say, y'all. I honestly don't even know what to say. Is it the first time? Can you guys think of a time where there was a rematch and the world champion had the rematch in place and everything? We about to fight, and then the champion said, nah, I changed my mind. I ain't gonna fight this rematch no more. And the funny thing is that just yesterday, somebody told me, yo, Jay, I'm not gonna believe it until Tank himself say he not fighting Lamar Roach. Look, we're finding out that he's fighting Jake Paul in an exhibition fight. Have you heard anything from Tank Davis? Did he announce it himself? Matter of fact, let me find bro. I'ma find, look, right now, I'ma find a couple of people who yesterday was telling me, nah, he gonna fight Lamar Roach. Watch. Oh, you thought he was gonna fight Lamar Roach. What happened, family? Talk to me. Talk to me about all that now. Where's that energy? People energy change when they see what's really going on. People energy change when they see what's really going on. Come on, man. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck, baby. We live right now, my peoples. You already know what it is. This is Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Yo, y'all gotta check out Boxing for Breakfast from 6 in the morning to 8 in the morning Eastern Time. I promise you, Boxing for Breakfast is on fire right now. But again, this is an emergency live. Jay Smith had to come through, and we had to talk about it, man. Tank Davis decided that he's not gonna give Lamar Roach a rematch. We gotta see what's going on. We got to see what's going on. What is the justification for this? What is the justification for Tank Davis not fighting Lamar Roach? Are we ready to acknowledge, accept that this is a duck move? Come on, my people. Are we ready to accept it? That it's a duck move. Because just yesterday, I had people telling me, nah, Jay, wait a minute. That's not a duck move because Tank Davis, He ain't say the fight is canceled yet. We don't know yet for sure. He's fighting Jake Paul next. He's fighting Jake Paul next. Tank Davis is the first fighter that I could remember who decided to duck the cherry pick gone wrong. Man, listen, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, my peoples. I'm waiting for. There's folks out there who will say that it's not a duck. And whoever you are, I'm looking for you right now. I am trying to find you so that you can explain yourself. Why would this not be a duck move? Mr. KO Lamar was never a cherry pick. He definitely was a cherry pick. Brought from the 130 division and expected to get knocked out by everybody, including you and me. He was a cherry pick. We could say he wasn't a cherry pick after the fight. Oh, he's a world champion. Look how good he is. But Tank Davis bringing up a guy from the 130 division when he's the hardest puncher at 135, we all expected him to sleep on Mr. KO. Come on, bro. You know it's true. You know you expected him to go to sleep. Jeez. My people, my people. Mr. KO, everybody thought Tank was going to knock him out. What's up, John Parham? But that's what I'm saying. That's what makes him a cherry pick gone wrong. You thought you was just gonna knock him out. You thought you was just gonna get him out of there. And you know why I say Tank Davis was a cherry pick gone wrong? Look how slow Tank Davis started in this fight. He's a notorious slow starter, but he started even slower than the usual in this one. It's almost like he was like, all right, when I turned it up, I'm gonna knock you out. And that's it. That counter shot, that counter uppercut, counter left hand, it wasn't out there. It just wasn't out there. Lamar Roach was prepared for it. And here we are now with Tank Davis choosing not to fight Lamar Roach next when they had a fight day scheduled and everything. That's messed up. That's the way that I'm gonna verbalize it. That is messed up. Mr. KO, I just felt that he was gonna be more calm than Frank was. And people thought I was tripping when I said that. I don't know, man. I didn't really think that he was going to be more competition than Frank Martin. But we also have to consider the fact Frank Martin was good competition for Tank Davis. Before getting stopped, he was winning rounds. So I'll give you an example. If Frank Martin would have gone the distance with Tank Davis, the fight would have played out very similar to the one with Lamar Roach. Because Frank Martin was having success up until he got hurt. He was catching Tank Davis. John Parham, Mr. Kyle, do they have you on paid time off? Damn, paid time off is a beautiful thing. My peoples, how is this possible? How could we be getting Tank Davis versus Jake Paul in an exhibition fight? Although this could be a strategy as well, and I'll tell you why. Tank Davis and Lamar Roach was gonna fight. They had, a scheduled date and everything. If there was a rematch clause and that rematch clause expires in a year, then all Tank Davis is doing is I'm gonna wait till that thing expires because if you have a rematch clause, you can't fight nobody else. If it's an immediate rematch clause, you can't until you handle that. But if it expires, you can do whatever you want. So while he's allowing it to expire, he's gonna fight Jake Paul, get that bag. When the rematch clause expires, that he can fight whoever he wants, he'll come back and not fight Lamar Roach. That's it. I don't think we'll ever see Tank Davis with Lamar Roach. John Pound, Showbiz having a field day with this. I could imagine. A lot of people having a field day with this. Because what kind of move? How do you go from I got a rematch scheduled with the guy who nearly beat me, with the guy who a lot of people saw beating me, and now I don't want to fight him no more. I decided I want to fight somebody else. Put it to you like this: Tank Davis don't even want to talk about that shit. I guarantee you, people are gonna want to ask him why not Lamont Roach. He don't even want to talk about it. This is the type of fight that is so big that if they wanted to be the ones to announce it, they would have been the ones to announce it. Tank Davis don't even want to answer questions about Lamont Roach. But there you have it, my peoples. This was an emergency live from your boy Jay Smith, just to unpack this whole situation with Tank Davis, Lamar Roach, and now Jake Paul joined the equation. Lamar Roach has left the building, which, by the way, it opens the door for Shakur Stevenson to be able to fight Lamar Roach even next, which is gonna be, it's a bad look for Tank Davis that he ducked the rematch, but it's gonna be a great look for Shakur if he beats the only guy that faced Tank Davis and Tank was not able to beat. You already know what it is, my people. Salute everybody who tuned in. I hope you guys enjoyed this little 40-45 minutes of action. Your boy Jay Smith in the building, but now I'm out the building. I'm out of here. This is Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Peace.